Oh, this is going to be a busy next 40 minutes. We've got a bunch of people that we're saying hello to today that are hanging with us in the studio. Our good friends, really good friends from Families Against Narcotics are in studio with us this morning. Be careful here because the founder of it is a retired judge, Kevin and Mike and Megan and Shannon. And she still can rule, by the way. Move over Judge Judy because Judge Linda is here right now. And she put together this great organization. And we love them for that. Families Against Narcotics has helped so many different families out in our community. And it's just seriously heartbreaking when you see how the opioid crisis has really affected families' lives. I mean, it's affected families' lives that never in a million years would have ever suspected that it would have touched them the way that it has.
I just watched on Netflix Painkiller.
Yeah.
And very, very heavy show to watch, but obviously a very, very real show to watch.
Judge, walk over to grab the microphone. Make sure that we got a microphone for you. And then also we got, along with Judge Davis, but we also have a bunch of other people here real quick. And explain, Shannon, what's going on. But we've got Dunya, who's with us. She's the director of operations. Tommy, who is the creative director, and then Dean, who is the community communications manager. Mm-hmm. So you watched it, and I
watched the show. It's so heavy because you see people falling into addiction who suffered from an injury. For example, the main character suffers a back injury and is prescribed OxyContin, and he's a great business owner, family man, and he falls into addiction. And it not only shows his battle with addiction, but it shows how it affects everybody who's around him, his friends and his family. And that is what FAN is all about. Is it's not just those who are seeking recovery. It's not just for those in recovery, but it's for family members who are affected by addiction as well.
Yeah, Judge, what made you start this? I know you've told us before on the show, but reiterate to the listeners that might be new to this. What made you decide to do this?
Well, there were a number of things that happened. We had several young people that died in our community, two of them just a month apart, and I knew both of these young men. They were not people that you would have ever think would have succumbed to drug use, but they did, and they died as a result of it. I was seeing an influx of young people coming in my courtroom on a regular basis that were being affected by painkillers because of a tooth being pulled or a sports injury that they might have gone through. And then I also had a family member that I was just the last person on earth I would have ever thought that went through a surgery, became addicted to painkillers, and ended up on heroin. And it was just heartbreaking to go through this as a parent. And there were no resources available. Yeah. And so really feeling the stigma of addiction really made me want to be a voice of change. And so I was instrumental in helping to get FAN off the ground and started, and have remained here now for 15 years.
Wow. And I'm probably thinking that when you're on the bench and you have voters that have to vote you and all the rest of that stuff, right? You have to live to the community standards. There's probably these judges that would turn the other way and just go, you know what? I'm sentencing, boom, heavy gavel and stuff. To you, it hit your heart, especially with the personal of knowing, a couple of the people that came through. For you to take your career to a totally different level and to step off the bench and then start this organization, that just is amazing. Like, that is a story that should be on, national television, and I know you guys get a lot of talk here locally, but we need to get you guys even more talk nationally.
Thank you, Mojo. I really appreciate that. This is definitely my passion. It's become my heart. And fortunately, my family member is doing great, is living a very successful life now, has a family, a home. But that is not the end result for so many people. And that's what fuels my passion, is to make sure that no one ever goes through what we went through as a family.
It's amazing. I have addictive personality. I don't know if you know this, but I got a little bit of a weight problem. But I will tell you this, when I had my knee surgeries and even when I had heart surgery, my wife was really careful with me of making sure that, all right, no medications, because she worried about that. And honestly, I'm thank God that I have somebody like that in my life.
Right.
There's a lot of people that don't understand what just a prescription from a doctor could do to you, you know?
And that's why it's so important to be educated, because Most people that suffer from addiction were unwitting victims. They went through something, a surgery, a tooth being pulled, did not know that they had that addictive personality like you talked about, Mojo, and the end result ended up that they were addicted to those pills, and it really changes the course of their life.
So we could have a listener right now that's listening that has a family member that is struggling right now. How do they get in touch with you guys?
You can just go to our website, familiesagainstnarcotics.org, and it will direct you to our Hope line. Just call that number. And it is 833-202-HOPE or 4673. You can ask for help, whether you're a family member. We have services to help you navigate this, or whether you are the person that's suffering from the substance use problem. You just call.
How often
ask
does
for
the
help.
person suffering call themselves?
Oh, regularly.
Really?
Yeah, we field about 1,000 calls a month. And we have placed over 10,000 people into recovery through just our one program called Hope Not Handcuffs, which is a self-report program where you just ask for help. And
you don't have to worry that law enforcement is going to come after you.
No, we partner with 135 police departments, and it's unfortunate that the police are always painted in such a negative light. The law enforcement officers that we work with are really on the scene to help you. They realize that this is a disease, not a moral failing. And if you walk into any one of those 135 police departments, they instantly put you in contact with our organizations, no questions asked. There's no fear of being arrested, and we start your process for recovery.
Yeah. The beauty of, I think, a show like we do here, our radio show, the beauty that is that we can go from one moment of partying and having fun, and then next moment we can do this, because you know what? We need to get the word out. A show like ours needs to be able to understand that we're on the air for the purpose of helping the community out, not just making people laugh or have fun. And this is a very, big hot topic right now, especially with the crisis that we're seeing with fentanyl. And we have close to us here on the show, we have a good friend whose college-age son took one Adderall pill that was laced with fentanyl and ended up dying, and was known as an overdose. And it's just so sad. Quick question here, real quick, or comment from Casey. What's up, Casey?
How you doing?
What's
I just wanted to tell you that I was an EMT firefighter, and I had gotten in a car accident and broke my shoulder. I'd never taken pain pills in my life. And like you said, they don't explain fully where the rabbit hole leads eventually. And just like everybody else, I fell into addiction, and it pretty much ruined my life. And it took me a couple of years to get out of it. And FAN is actually the organization that helped me get everything I needed, and the support and counseling and treatment that I needed to get back to life.
That's awesome. Hey, say hey to Dean, who's also here too. I wanted Judge to.
How you doing, man?
Dean is here, who's the communications. Dean, come up to the microphone. Share a mic with the judge. She's got I smelled her breath. Her breath smells fine. Okay, so look right there. What's going, Dean? Dean, you hear these stories all the time. This has got to make you feel good. It's heartwarming.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear from people who have gone through our programs and just changed their lives totally. I have a son who struggles with addiction off and on, and he recently went through Hope Not Handcuffs program, and he's going on 2 months of sobriety.
Great.
And it's like people don't realize that there is help out there.
Yeah.
And we are just, everyone that works at FAN is so passionate about helping other people that it's not even like a job. It's like our mission in life.
It's a calling.
To help people. Yeah. And I have to tell this one story quick.
Sure.
I stopped at the office this morning to pick up some Narcan. I brought you guys some Narcan to give to you guys, which is the opioid reversal drug.
Right.
It's always great to have it on hand. We want people to carry it just like they would carry an EpiPen. Just so they're prepared, but
because you never know when you're going to encounter somebody. Sheriff Mike Bouchard is a good friend, and he fought for so long for law enforcement to have this in their vehicles, and thank God they do, because they've saved so many lives.
Yeah, we always say that it's better to have it and not need it than to not have it when you do need it.
Right.
And
people have fire extinguishers in their house. Why would you not? Right.
We give it away for free. You can buy it over the counter now, but it's going to cost you $45. But FAN will give it to you for free. So. But anyway, I stopped to pick up the Narcan, and one of the women that works for FAN answering our Hope line was there, and I told her that we were coming to see Mojo in the morning this morning, and she got all excited and kind of teary-eyed, and she said, if you get a chance, tell Mojo that my 10-year sober date is coming up on November 5th, and listening to Mojo in the morning got me through my most difficult days.
That's awesome. Yes. And
That's from Amanda.
we love you, Amanda.
Celebrating you, Amanda.
She works at FAN. She answers
Yeah.
the Hope line. So if somebody needs help and they call that line, chances are they might get to talk to Amanda, who's a wonderful person. And I just wanted you to know that you helped her through her difficult times early on in her sobriety, and
That's humbling.
She'll be celebrating 10 years in November. So.
Amanda, you're a true hero. Yeah, give it up for Amanda. FamiliesAgainstNarcotics.org. If you're somebody that is struggling right now, or if you have a family member that is, I know you guys will do everything you can to help them. And thank you guys for coming in studio. We love you so much for this, and I appreciate that we get a chance to get you on, because after we've gotten you on before in the past, and it was last year, we had 5 phone calls right off the bat from people who said that because they heard you on the air, they called you guys. Those are 5 lives that we now have here. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you so much.
WKQI Detroit.